morning, friendos. Will we have friends today? I don't know, because I noticed about 5 minutes before we went live that I had this scheduled for tomorrow, not today. And I will decidedly at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning be at work. So that's not going to happen. We do have a Ro. Hello, Ro. Welcome. You may be our only friend today. And that's enough. Oh, and things are beeping. Hold on. I have emergency. We're still working on switching over all of the things from Storyteller's Hearth from me to Sam. And it's of course right now causing problems. It just takes me to Instagram, Sam. I don't know. I don't know. I can't fix the things. Hello, Tennille. Good morning. Welcome. We are having a fun time this morning. Obviously, I pop online. World falls apart. Let me see if I can forward this to Sam. But it says not to share it, Sam. Copy link, maybe. I'm doing great, by the way, in case you're wondering. Julie, I see you're also here. Hello. No, that's not what I want either. I want you to... You think that I can't win this? Because I can win this. Let me tell you. I will be the winner. I shall win. I will be the champion. Anyhow, chaos ensues the second I go live, as per usual. This morning, I will be working on my planner for next week. Did I set up a camera so you could see me do that? No, I did not. Why? Mostly because I didn't feel like it, because I have to move around 53 cameras to do that. I need to figure out a better way to do an overhead camera, because I like to do my DSLR and I have like a way to set that up, but then it's upside down. I haven't figured out a way to transpose that around because I'm not smart, you know? So we're just here. We're having coffee. It's actual coffee. This isn't like on TV where they just have an empty glass that they're drinking out of. It's actual coffee. I also have some citrus drink stuff in case I need it. What are you guys doing today? Because we're just here to chat and hang out and talk about things we read last week, or crafts we're working on, or whatever, whenever. I don't plan on us being here for a long time. Probably just hang out for like an hour, see how life's going. Today is the 9th, and I continue to not read. I have 9 days to finish Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storms. Have not started either one. That's not true. I have read the prologue, first chapter of Empire of Storms. I don't know what it's considered. I think it just has like a chapter title because it's not really a prologue because it's something that happened like thousands of years in the past. One of those deals. But yeah, so I need to read those. I've read absolutely nothing. If I look at my little card for my daily reading challenge, February's blank. I have not read a single day in February. So clearly doing awesome. I did when we were sprinting Friday night, finally set up my February planner. Whoop, this way. I really love this square because I can get all of my information on one page. And then I have been doing somewhere in here. But then just doing reviews. Don't read too closely if you don't want spoilers. But yeah, I've just been doing reviews. I think I want to do something different than just separating out with a washi. I've seen people been doing like squares around it and making pretty things. And I might try something different in February if I actually ever read anything. I already have my pages set up for Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storms because technically I was supposed to start reading those in January, but I knew they were going to be 2 months, so I just put them in January. Theoretically, I was supposed to read those in January, some of them. I've already made some notes because I read that first chapter, first part. I think the decision that I'm making is to read. I don't think I'm going to do the tandem read. I think I'm going to read all of Empire of Storms and read all of Tower of Dawn and hate myself for it. But as this is the first time reading it, and that is how everyone else had to read it the first time they read it, and the idea of the tandem read is causing me extra stress that I don't need, I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. I should start doing that tomorrow. And then on the 14th, 16th, which is next Sunday, I start reading A Fate Inked in Blood with Brittany and Bethany. So pray for me, basically. That's where I'm going with that. Tennille, I'm still in my getting organized state. Need to look at my to-do list, but also rest because health isn't good and yesterday was busy. Fair. Hoping to read Little Thieves amongst the to-do items. Absolutely. Laura is reading Keeper of the Lost Cities, book 9.5. Excellent. This was a low reading week for me, but I got some done yesterday in the car and Friday at the hospital because both times I was tied down without other options. You know, there is that. You have an optimistic view of my eyesight if you think I can read those reviews from here. Listen, we were discussing eyesight the other night on Katie's live stream about how bad our eyesights are. And I was like, okay, I'm actually not that bad, but Katie thinks my eyesight is terrible because Katie's is not bad at all. And she has looked through my glasses before and went, oh gosh, you are blind. So I would like to report, as of yesterday, I have not had any problems with my eyes, the blurry vision stuff. But I don't know if it's just because I haven't been using them as much. Like at work, I've definitely used like the here to 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 here a lot more than I do at home. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. But hopefully the blurred vision from the medication is gone. A girl can dream because I could get a lot more done if I could see. I adored Tower of Dawn. It was my favorite books, and I did not do the tandem read. Okay, excellent. I definitely think for some reason, the tandem read it's just overwhelming to me, and I've been putting it off for so long because I'm so overwhelmed by it. So I definitely think that I have icing on my shirt. Cinnamon icing. You guys weren't even going to tell me? Rude. But yeah, I think I definitely am going to do that. I think tomorrow I'm just going to start listening to it when I get ready in the morning. I might start listening to it today when I'm doing some chores. I do have some things I need to mark off on my list. Stuff that I was going to do today, but I ended up doing yesterday. Because yesterday I slept until 6:30 p.m. So yesterday's list didn't get done. But in the evening, I was making dinner and I did a couple of things that I actually had on the list for today. So I definitely did not do any of the things on my list yesterday. I didn't do that. Oh boy. I still have stuff on Friday's list that I haven't finished yet. But I have washed everything. I just need to do stuff in the dryer. Listen, it's been a weekend. I just did not want to get. I want to say I didn't want to get out of bed yesterday, but I was sleeping on the couch, so I didn't want to get out of the couch yesterday. I slept in the recliner Friday night because our internet was really weird, and I like to. I need sound to fall asleep. And so I slept in the living room because it actually has cable, whereas nothing else does. So all of the other TVs are just internet based. It's fine. Read those 2 books as they came out, so tandem read wasn't an option. I'll try the tandem read next time, though. That's what I'm thinking. I think I'm going to read it normal this time because that's how everyone else would have read it the first time. And I kind of have been like I don't even want to say guinea pig because everyone else has already done it. But like for people who are reading it for the first time, like I'm with them, like the people who have never read it before in this read along that we're doing, like I am their, what is the word I'm looking for? Representative. Haha, I got there. I'm feeling scattered. Not sure what did you just see me like the last 5 minutes that I have icing on my shirt and I can't think of this word and blah, blah, blah. If you don't think that I'm not scattered, I also need to read One Witch. I also need to read Dreams Lie Beneath. I also need to read The Remains of the Day. Those are the books I have to read this month. Wind Witch, Dreams Lie Beneath, The Remains of the Day, A Fate Inked in Blood, Empire Storms, Tower of Dawn. That's 6 books. 3 of them are 500 or more pages. I read 2 books so far this year. There's only like 20 days left of this month. Not even. Oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I also feel scattered because I'm waiting to figure out what I'm actually reading today. I maybe it's the decision paralysis for me. Like I have so much that I need to read that I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Is that how you're feeling too? Bad for health reasons at the moment. Driving home on the highway at night was hairy, migraine, blurry vision, vertigo, driving 30 kilometers an hour below the speed limit. Yeah, that sounds terrifying. And I do not envy you. I understand why the tandem read is a thing, but I also think it just makes the 2 long books seem more like a task. Yeah. Okay, but to be fair, I had 3 months to do it, and it's I have 9 days left. So that's all me. I said I was going to start them in December, and then in December I hit a reading slump, and around like the 15th of December I stopped reading, and I've read 2 books since the 15th of December. So, you know, it's fine. Totally fine. I think people just miss the characters in the other books, so they created a tandem read to make it easier for them emotionally. That is possible. I think a lot of people, which this is it too, I think the tandem read is also a thing because a lot of people seem to not like Kale, which I don't understand. I thought he was fine. That is a part of, like, a lot of people really hate him as a character, and I think it's for things that he did in book 2, where I think he has kind of redeemed himself for that, and I also think that, it's character progression, you know? Like, people grow, people change. He was like a 20-year-old kid, like, you know what I mean? People grow, they learn. Nobody's perfect. I think part of it too is that you get to the end of Empire Storms and you think the next book that comes out is going to be a book that tells you, you know, what, how the story ends, and what you get instead is the tandem read, and you're like, or the Tower of Dawn, and you're like, well, this is just stuff that doesn't matter. Like, I need to know what was happening. It's the same as like, why am I looking over there? It's over here. A Court of Frost and Starlight with the other series, because it's this big and it cost like $30 to pre-order this, and people thought they were getting more story, and they really didn't. It could have been, this could have been an email, it could have been an epilogue, like at the end of A Court of Wings and Ruin. It could have just been the epilogue, but it was supposedly like released. It was released to people as it was like going to be like its own book, and then you know, so I get why people are mad about specific books, because they were done dirty, and if I had been reading them at the time, I also would have been upset about them. So, oh, I'm inclusive, limited control of my TBR. Yeah, I am trying to only do a readathon a month. That's not what I meant to say. I'm trying to only do one big readathon every other month, which I know will not happen, because I know I'm going to do Realmathon in March, and then I have my readathon in April. I don't know what's happening in May, but I'll probably try to take May off. But I'm trying to like not do as many as I have in the past, because I definitely stressed myself out last year. And I think that's why I'm living in burnout right now, because last year was so busy, between like buddy reads and group reads and readathons. And when I looked at what I read last year and like my favorite books of the year, I really did, like, the top 10 really are almost impossible for me to choose which was the best book. Like, they all were so good. I read a lot of really good books last year. But like my top 10, like 5 of those 10, and in reality, more than that, were all books that I read with friends. Whether it was I read for book club at my local indie, or I read for like a buddy read on B&K, or through Beautifully Bookish Bethany, or wherever else I do group reads, or buddy reads that I did with Julie and Amber. Like, most of the books that I read last year were books that I read with friends, where we were all reading the same thing at the same time. And it's about the experience part of it. Like, I've been reading these Sarah J. Maas books, and they're not the best thing ever written. Some of them are better than others, but were they more fun and enjoyable because I read them with friends, and then we sit and talk about them, and then they bring up things that I didn't think of, and I bring up things that they didn't think of. Like, that part of it is the fun part. And when I do these big readathons, they really put a damper on what you're able to read. Like, you have to read based off of what your prompts are, which is fun. But if you do that every single month, it makes it harder for you to read things with friends. And I don't want to do that to myself. So I want to do fewer big readathons or more difficult readathons. But yeah, Realmathon is pretty chill. You read what you want in the prompt shop to fit your book. It's pretty easy. Yeah, absolutely. Try to take March off, but I've been advised Realmathon is super chill, so I signed up. Yes. What team are you on? I'm on Team Monarch, because Brianna told me to be. So, Tower of Dawn was a surprise. Tower of Dawn is half lore and half Sarah J. Maas realizing she didn't have representation and trying to correct that. I mean, at least she tried to correct it. She's a hot mess, but there's something she did okay and something she did not do okay. She's trying. I want to be on Ravens so bad. I said, Brianna, you making me be on this butterfly team when I could have been on a raven team. What's wrong with you? So mean to me. But, you know, friendship. I'm doing junior clue, so mood reading anyway. Might even skip Readathon. I noticed I enjoy my reading more when prompts are way less strict and I can mood read. Yeah. To be fair, I didn't know that junior clue was an option because when the video announcement came out, I was like, I'm not doing that this year. I didn't even watch it. So go me. I could have, but I didn't. I decided not to. And that was on me. But I also knew I wanted to take this month off. I am still trying to complete something from TBR-athon. That is not your reading book, Jessica. This is your reading book. I printed out like mucho Maas stuff for, and I read 2 books. And so I'm carrying it over into February, but I still haven't read anything in February. So it's fine. But yeah. There's also also in the land of talking about keeping readathons low this year, I also decided to start a readathon this year. Not that I don't already have 2, but I was like, you know what would be fun? A 3rd readathon. Girl, you got problems. I do indeed have problems. I think, what month is that scheduled for, Jessica? You should know. I decided to do a solstice readathon. So the first one will be in March. Which means I need to figure out what I'm going to do. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. If it's going to be like bingo board style, sure, it's going to be like a 48-hour readathon. It's just going to be like during the solstice. But yeah, I haven't like made concrete decisions yet, but I've decided I'm going to do it. So I need to brainstorm that. And there will be 4 of those. So it's basically just like a week in, yes, technically March is an equinox, but if I do solstices, then it's only 2. So if I do spring equinox, summer solstice, fall equinox, winter solstice, just go with it, okay? Oh, and I mean, it's a work in progress, Tito. Okay, trying. I just wanted to do something witchy and fun. Honestly. I do have to figure out what I'm doing for TBR Takedownathon again. Because that's in April. What are we doing this year? Lord might never know. You're giving me a hard time, Jamil. He's okay. I was like, what do you mean it's an equinox? And I'm like, it's spring equinox. That is actually what it's called. Do you want me to call it the equinox and springinox? Equinox? Equistus readathon. Let's not do that. Just roll with it. What is the thing that my brain was thinking when it was thinking? The world may never know. It left, ran out the room, went on vacation. I I do need to where did my brain go though? It's fine. It'll be fine. I do want to work on, we've just been talking, and that's what I intended for us to do, to hang out and talk. But I also intended for me to cut out some of these things and do stuff while we were talking, and I have not been. So I will now. I would like to at least cut out all of my little stickers that I need for next week in the planner, so I can get that ready to go. Because, you know, this month's planner has been a mess. I mean, I didn't even do the reading one until Friday, but to be fair, I also haven't read anything, so it's not like it's that big of a deal. That is all for week 4. This is not week 4. This is week 3. And we need Sunday. You know, like it's a monster truck show or something. Oh, I don't need Sunday. I need Monday. Duh. When I tell you that my list of things that I have to do is long, I mean it. No, I put those over there instead of over here in my little trash pile. Probably because I've lost my ever-loving mind. We've been so busy at work, I haven't been able to get much of my stuff done, and I fully intend to go to work an hour early tomorrow so I can get some stuff done before everybody gets there, because I have so much that I need to do, and I am so far behind on stuff, and it's just been a hot mess at work. And then I accidentally kind of sort of forgot that one of our technicians quit, and Friday was his last day. And I scheduled Monday, like we have 3 technicians still, and we don't. And I'm terrified of what's going to happen when I get to work tomorrow and someone else sees the schedule and goes, "What were you thinking?" Yeah, it's going to be a great day. With this face, I'm terrified. My Fitbit is literally telling me to take it easy today. It says, I strained myself lately. Don't know if I could figure this out. Didn't know it could figure this out on its own. Maybe your heart rate has been high too many days. But then it would just think that you had been exercising, right? No, because if you don't have a lot of steps, but your heart rate is high, maybe that's how it's figured it out. Mine can't figure anything out because it's not plugged in. It's not synced with my phone right now. It's time. Hello, Brittany. We're hanging out and doing crafty things today. I mean, not really. I'm cutting stickers. And that's about it. I feel like I'm missing something. No. What am I missing? Week 3, priorities, menu options. No, that's correct. That's everything I need. That is all the things I need. I'm cutting out things I need from my planner and losing my mind. Priorities, events. Menu options. YouTube schedule on the YouTube schedule. Habits is on the habits. Week 3. That's everything I need. Look at me go. I've lost my mind, Brittany. That's where we're at today. Hello, welcome. How's life? I also like that the longer we sit here, the bigger my hair gets. because it's air drying and it just does that. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's sea swampy right now and I hate it. But I also don't have time to do color remover. So we're just rolling with it. I've set it on bullet journal things. I read all day yesterday and just want to make pretty things with stickers and markers. I think I'm challenging myself next month to use all of my Happy Planner stickers instead of using my Planning with K stickers, because I have so many, like so many, and I need to use them, and I haven't figured out how to use them in my bullet journal yet. So I'm going to attempt to make myself use them next month. See how that goes. Goop Sunday, other half of my brain. Good afternoon, Steege. Evening? What time is it for you? Hold on, wait. It is 4:32. Is that still afternoon or is that evening? I'm calling that afternoon. Good afternoon, Steege. Prestige, if you will. Yeah, 5 p.m. See, I have it on my phone. It tells me. I stalk you. I know what time it is where you are. I am a stalker. Aren't I cool? I stalk people for fun. Boop, boop. I love how I said boop, boop at the same time the bird did the pew, pew, pew sound that my phone makes when I get a text message. Boop. Yes. Stalking is good for everyone except the person who's being stalked. Something going off in there, Soph? Pew, pew, pew. She's having the time of her life. You probably can't hear her because the microphone likes to block her out for some reason. It likes to get rid of background noises. So, but she's having a lifetime of fun in there. You can hear her. Well, she's not very far away. She's just on the other side of the wall and the door's open. So she's not very talkative today, actually. She's doing more sounds today than words. But there are days where it's just talky, 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 talky. Yeah, that's the sound my phone makes when I get a text message. Yeah. Occasionally, yeah. People will ask and I'm like, I don't hear it anymore. I've blocked it out. But you know, when it's 2 a.m. and you're home alone and you hear some really deep-throated man voice from the other room and you're like, what is that? And then she laughs in her cackle that is my mom's voice. Because that's like she doesn't laugh. Like she's a bird. She doesn't laugh. She just imitates a laugh. And she knows you're supposed to laugh when something funny happens. I don't know how she knows what something funny is, but they say they can have the intelligence of like a 3 to 4-year-old. So hi, Malin. I am dumb and I had this scheduled for tomorrow instead of today. That'd be part of the problem. So I opened up StreamYard to get ready to go live, and it was like, this is scheduled for for Monday at 10 a.m. And I was like, I'm going to be at work, so that's not happening. Here we are. Yay. I did see that you were popping up because it was live when I was checking to see where the heck I was at. But I was getting ready to be here. So here I am. What are you doing today, Malin? Hold on, wait. It is 3:36 for Malin, if my math serves me correctly. There is no math. It was just making sure if I'm in the right time zone or not. I could be in the wrong time zone, and then what are we going to do? See, I know where Malin is. I'm also stalking Malin. I was working on revising Demons Draft 4 and have 3 chapters left. You're crushing it. Did most of them during my pop-up, but now I'm tired, so taking a break. Well, that's excellent because we're not doing anything. We're just hanging out and talking, and I'm cutting out stickers and chatting because this is a coffee chat. Working on my outline for Act 2B, starting writing again tomorrow. I mean, that's fair. I need to do some more writing this month because I did indeed write during Katie's stream on Friday because that's my goal, is to write the first Friday of the month on Katie's stream. Technically, my goal is just to write one day a month. But I figured if I gave myself a place and a time, that I would be more likely to do it. And for some reason, I don't like to write when I'm hosting sprints. It just is not the thing I want to be doing. Because I think I'm putting so much brain power into running everything that I just feel like I can't also write at the same time. I don't know why that is. It just is what it is. But I wanted to give myself place and time. But I only ended up writing like 140 words, I think. Because I took my medication at 8 o'clock when my alarm went off, not thinking that I was going to be up until after midnight. And after, by the time Katie went live, I was like a zombie because it's sleep medication and it's supposed to make me sleep. And I'm only supposed to take it 2 hours before I want to go to bed. I normally go to bed at 10. So I took it at my normal time and not at weekend time. And I was done. So I went to bed and I didn't write very much. So I would like to try again another day this month. Yes, get a snack for chatting. I realized that I'm going to have to make dinner tonight, even though I don't want to, because I have chicken that is on its use or freeze by date. And I don't want to just take it out of the big pack and sort everything down and then freeze it. So I will be making dinner tonight. I have perfectly good meatball casserole in the fridge. But I'll just portion that out for lunch for the week. It's fine. Having a hot cross bun, which is one of the only good inventions in English food. I can't say that I've had much English food, but God, what is the one thing that I always see that I want to try? I'll never remember. I'll think of it. I'll think of it. Knock the item off the do list. Now to have brunch. I hope you enjoy brunch. I had cinnamon rolls for breakfast this morning. Hot cross buns. What am I thinking of? Crumpets. I'm thinking of, is it Yorkshire pudding? Where it's you put the grease in the bottom of the pan and then you pour a liquid batter into it and bake it. And it rises really big. Is that what I'm thinking of? Is that what it's called? I don't know. But it always looks fancy and I want to eat it. How French of you to enjoy the bready things. Listen, I love bread. Much like Oprah. I love bread. Yes, those. Okay. They are for Sunday roasts. That is, I see them on the Chateau videos when they are having Sunday roasts. So that tracks. Steve wants a scone and clotted cream. Doesn't like Yorkshire pudding. Tennille's having leftover stew. Today is meal prep day for the next 3 or 4 days. Yes, I also need to do that, but I'll just do that with my meatball casserole that I have in the fridge that I made Thursday-ish. What is going on? How is there more? Didn't we clean this earlier? Maybe it was on my necklace. I don't know what's happening, but I found more icing. I'm falling apart. Seek also doesn't like croissants. Okay, to be fair, I've never had a good croissant, so I also don't like them, but I've only had like the ones from like the big box store bought in bulk, and they were very sweet and weird tasting. They tasted stale, and I've had them more than once, and they always taste stale. And I don't feel like that the French would let that go. So I feel like that's not a French tasting croissant. But it's sweet because we're dumb fat Americans and they have to put sweet in everything. Yesterday I was watching a video, and there's this company in the US called Wild Grain that like people that I watch on like food channels get sponsorships for all the time. And they talk about like how great this bread is. And I was like, curious minds need to know. A 6 item, basically it's like they send bread to your home that's like 90% baked. You keep it in the freezer, and then you take it out of the freezer, you put it in the oven, and then it's like this fresh made bread, whatever. When I tell you that a loaf of bread, you get six things in a box. The box is $100. So you're paying like $16 for a loaf of bread. Like if I was a content creator, I mean, on one hand, I'm like, get your cheddar. But on the other hand, I'm like, I could not, because a lot of these are channels that are like, the basis of their channels are like low cost meals and like how to stretch a budget and basically showing people how to buy groceries in the economy that we're currently in. How can you promote a company that sells $16 loaves of bread? I'm sorry. Like, even if you're a first time sign up, you get $30 off. So if you get 6 items for $70, you're still spending about $11.50 on a loaf of bread. A loaf of bread. I don't care how fancy that loaf of bread is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love money. Promote any dumb thing. But to me, it makes me want to watch those people less, because I'm like, your whole thing is like whatever. But I have had some of them say things like, they'll take the promo like one time, and then because it was offered to them, and they'll say like, I would never order this without a sponsorship or whatever. And like that I'm okay with, because they probably do have people that watch them that can afford a $15 loaf of bread. I am not that girl. I was like, I love sourdough bread and I hate to make sourdough bread. I would love to see how much a loaf of bread is. And I was like, even if it's somewhat comparable to the grocery store, it's still better than grocery quality, but it's not like $13 more better than grocery quality. You know what I mean? It was a time. I was very confused, concerned, Concerned is a good one. A loaf of bread, man. And some of them are like I said, some's like a nut loaf that's like got fancy nuts and dried fruits and stuff in it. But still, do you know how many loaves of bread I could make for $15? I kind of want to find out. I'm like, what do I need to make a loaf of bread? Flour. Water. I don't know what goes in bread. I don't remember. Yeah, so many. They have a 4-pack of croissants. That's also $15. It's one of the things you can put in your cart. Yeah. It was a time to be alive. Do not recommend. I was very, just need a fuck ton of butter. They also sell butter. You could get some of their special butter. Could be one of your items, one of your 6 items. It's like a block of butter about yay big for $15, $16. Fancy butter. Yeah, when I tell you, I looked at that and it was like, I'm sorry, what? And like, I just don't know how you can, I don't know how you can do it. Hi, Mars. We're talking about scams on the internet, kind of. Talking about $16 loaves of bread. How are you? We're just here chatting, drinking coffee. I've drank about half of my coffee. It is cold now, but as it's a coffee with Starbucks caramel creamer in it, cold is fine. Doesn't it just taste like an iced coffee? And we like iced coffee. I do have the song from Aladdin when he's coming into the kingdom as Prince Ali. I think the song's actually called Prince Ali, where the genie's singing and they got all of the fancy things. That's stuck in the back of my brain, running on high speed. But also the video I shared the other day, the guy that's singing we're in a hostile government takeover, and then somebody else is like playing a beat behind it. That thing, that's also playing in here on repeat. In a hostile government takeover. Like ad nauseum. So, in case you're wondering, that's how my day's going. How about you? And my leg itches. And I have chores I need to do. I wanted to get my room clean out started this weekend. Take the bed apart, clean out from underneath the bed, get the couch moved over to here. But I haven't done that. And I think I'm going to have to move my office around again. And I'm not sure how things are going to go. I'm struggling. Colors of the Wind. I mean, yeah. I've watched a lot of those reels where someone's like, where did you get this attitude from? Like, why are you the person that you are? And then we play all of the songs from our childhood that told us to be good and kind and caring about other humans. Apparently, our parents thought we were only going to be kind and good to other people who were on the same socioeconomical status as us, and also the same color as us, and also the same political party as us. They missed the point of the songs. I do remember you said you were helping a friend move yesterday. Yeah, so tired. Absolutely. That is a valid way to feel today. Not that you need me to validate your life, but I just did. So take that as you will. I'm just living my best life over here, by the way, playing with stickers, having a grand old time. I mean, I will validate your parking anytime you need me to. I don't even really know what that means or how it works, but it's a thing I hear people say. How have I made it to almost 40 years old and I don't know what that means? Could not tell you. Not very smart. So we're going with. But at least I'm cute. I'm telling you. I do have a lot of things I need to do. So on my list of things that I did not do was, as I said, take the bed apart, clean up the bed area, move the couch to office, empty the dishwasher, refill the dishwasher. I need to finish drying laundry and I need to fold and put laundry away. I need to meal prep breakfast for the week and lunches for the week, except I think it's just going to be the meatball casserole that I made. So I just got to take it out of the big casserole pan it's in to put it in smaller portion sizes. Set up next week in planner. That's what we're doing right now. Yes. Isn't it for those tag parking places and validating lets you leave without paying? I don't know. It could be. I don't know. I'm just going to say yes. Yes, that's what it is. Your guess is as good as mine. Actually, your guess is probably better than mine. Which one of these do I like this guy. He's kind of cute. He looks like he's flirting with you. Ta-da! Stickers. I swear, every time I touch my shirt, I find more icing. Like, what did I do? I don't know what I did, but I don't like it. Also, I accidentally left Raja outside last night because I forgot she went out. How rude of me. She went out like around 1 o'clock in the morning when I was getting everybody ready for bed because I was up and I stayed in bed till 6 p.m. Don't forget. So going to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning was kind of normal. But she went outside and then I forgot she was out there because I'm an asshole. And, you know, she looked at me kind of angry this morning. But to be fair to me, she's got a box out there with a heated blanket in it. So it's not like it was the worst of times, you know. For one, it's in the garage, which is already usually 10 degrees warmer than the outside temperature. But also, she has a heated box. So, good morning, Bree. We are hanging out and talking about things that we're doing and working on crafty things or whatever. I'm working on my planner. And as previously stated, should I have a camera view of what I'm doing? Yes. Do I? No. That's life. Well, and then I went out because the neighbor's dog was running back and forth across my porch and like trying to open my screen door to get inside to play with my dogs at 1 o'clock in the morning. So I went out to close the gate on the front porch so that he couldn't get on the porch because it runs right past my window and I couldn't sleep. And when I went out and closed the gate, Flash went out and just laid in front of the gate. And he was like, I'm staying here for the night. So he didn't come in. He stayed out all night last night. He has not come in yet. He came to the door when I let Twix back in earlier because she went out this morning. When I let her back in, he came to the door and he just looked at me and was like, I'm good. I'm like, it is cold outside, sir. What are you doing? It is 33 degrees right now. And like I said, he stayed out all night. So, I mean, it was below freezing. And he stayed outside on the porch all night. And he just is perfectly content and happy. He likes the cold. He likes to stay outside in the cold. He likes being outside regardless. In the summer, you don't get him. He does not come in at night unless I beg him to come inside. Or it's pouring down raining because they don't like rain. But it's a fight. It's a struggle to make him come in at night. So usually I just lock him on the porch. Call it a day. Let him sleep outside like the weirdo he is. Because he is the boss. And we love him. Even though he's a big baby. Also, those of you who have been watching my planner videos and watched me struggle with 137 and being sad that I can't order singles of these markers, because they do sell singles of their markers, but only the alcohol markers, not the water-based markers. Imagine that. I looked around and like no set, purple doesn't exist in marker color. Like there are no good purples. There will be like 63 blues, 57 greens, 20 reds, 3 purples, like every set that you buy. I don't know why that is, but it is. Like everything is very minimal purple, and most things that they have labeled as a purple are pink. Okay. I mean, even 137 is kind of pinky. It's a pinky purple, but it is a purple. So I found another brand that has a set of, I think it's like 36 or I don't remember. I don't remember what it is. Let me look. It is 56. A set of 56 pastel colors, and there are at least 10 purples in it. And it's like $21. So I will be ordering that. Because that's the other good thing about pastels is that I can use them more often in my planner because they're not so dark that they cover everything up. So why do I get 2 yellows but 1 good purple? I mean, the set that I have is the Maui. That's the set. It's their water-based marker set, and I have the 160 pack. And when I tell you that, I mean, yeah, it's like very pink, red, orange, yellow, heavy, and blues and greens, and then there's like 5 purples. Saw a 20 pack of markers in the store a few weeks ago, and literally 12 of the markers were blue or green. Yeah, nothing has good purple. And what brought me to this was the fact that I am working on getting paint picked out for the other room. And there are websites, like the entire website, they have like 600 colors. And when you look at their purple selection, there's like 2 purples, 50 pinks, 30 blues. And you're like, this is not purple. None of these are purple. Why is purple not a paint color that exists in real world? Also, I'm going through a phase right now because, again, I need to do something with this. First off, I need to bleach my roots, but also, well, actually, no. Color remover first, then bleach my roots. That's the order in which those things go. But I ordered a pastel purple hair dye that's a little bit lighter than this. This is pretty bright on camera. It's not very bright in person, but pastel purple. But to get a pastel purple that I liked, I had to order it from Australia. So it's going to be a minute. Because they don't have hair dyes in purple either. Nothing comes in purple. Why is there no purple in anything? I like purple, obviously. So rude. All the roots. Yes, exactly. Oof. So rude. And yet, here we are. Another day. Another nickel. Putting stickers onto a planner with these tweezers that I used to think people were so... what's the word I'm looking for? I can't remember words today. I used to make fun of people for using these little tweezers. Like, why? Why can't you just put it on with your fingers like a normal person? Like, why you gotta be all fancy? Use those fancy tweezers. You know why you gotta be fancy and use those fancy tweezers? Because they help you see where you're putting stuff. And your fat fingers aren't in the way. Watching TikToks of people using the little tweezers to lift and place stickers. So satisfying to watch. To me, the one that like drives me absolutely crazy, and I swore I would never need these for stickers, but the thing I swear I will never need tweezers for is people who use tweezers in the kitchen to like put garnish on stuff. Like they get their big old long tweezers out. They're like this long, and they're like orchestrating from down here and picking up little leaves of parsley and sticking them nice and pretty on top of their food. First off, I don't garnish food. I'm just eating that shit. I'm not like making it pretty. I don't care. It's not going to be pretty. I'm not a gourmet chef. I'm not a chef at all. Just a girl from the Midwest who likes to cook and eat. So, why? Why? To pick up your little parsley and put it on top so it just sticks out like a flag. I'm good. I don't need that. I'll be out here existing without my parsley tweezers. Thank you very much. Now, I have seen people use tweezers for... Well, they are called tweezers, but they're much bigger. And they're like silicone coated on the ends. And they use them to like flip things in a skillet, like little pieces, like if you're browning sides of chicken or something. Like that makes sense. But I like the sticker ones that create a little scene from like an isometric angle. Don't know what you're talking about, but I will accept that. They place like a little shop background and shelves in front, and then little characters in front. I don't think I've ever seen those, but I also don't have a TikTok, so I'm gonna take your word for it, Carl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The little bears at the coffee shop or ducks at a hot spring. Oh my gosh, you guys have found a thing that you like. I like that. I love it when people have things that they like. I don't like things. I'm a horrible person. Mwahahaha. It's like that squeaky sound that you get from me running my markers across the page that you can't even see. Oy vey. Oh, I thought I sent that. I didn't send it. I'm a terrible person. Just kidding. I thought I responded to Sam like a half hour ago, but it was just sitting in the thing. I hadn't sent it. It's fine. It's totally fine. Oy vey. I'm almost done with this page, and when I'm finished with this page, I'm probably going to run away for the day because, as discussed, I don't actually have anything to do while we're here. Like, I'm not even really here. I'm just here. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying either. But when I'm finished with this, I will show it to you. I love how I put a giant sticker on here for a YouTube schedule as if I actually filmed anything and planned anything for the week. Oh, yeah. I did not. So I don't even know what YouTube content is anymore. Like, what do we talk about on YouTube when your channel is a writing and reading channel and you're not doing either? What do you talk about? Does anybody know? Read and annotated another chapter. Only 2 left. Excellente. Big battle than epilogue. Most of the time, when I wrote my adult high fantasy, when I went back on like the 3rd round of edits, I still had a chapter that just said insert fight scene here, and I'm like, girl, you're gonna have to do this at some point. You're on your 3rd round of edits. You're really gonna have to write this scene here at some point. The best part is it wasn't even like the big fight scene. It was just like a random one in the middle of the book. The big one at the end totally did that one. That one was bloody and gory and messy, and I wrote that one. And the other one had more like emotional trauma in it. And so it was just chilling, hanging out, waiting for someone to write that fight scene. And I was like, I've got so many words, and I thought I was done. And then I went back for a read through again, and I was like, this is still here? You still haven't wrote this? Like, I wrote it in my brain, so I just assumed that it was there. I'm a mess. I've been taking a break from real writing this first bit of that's absolutely fair. I mean, as we all know, I'm writing a Covenant fan fiction, so essentially. I love writing fight scenes for some reason. I do like writing fight scenes, but that one just for some reason just was not like, it was one of the first scenes that came to me for that story. And so it had lived in my head the whole time I was working on the story. And I just assumed it was there. I know like the first round through, because I had it so implanted in my brain that I was like, I'll put it in later. I want to get to the stuff that I'm not sure about yet. And then it just stayed that way forever. All the drafting and editing stage projects I have are not going well at the moment. So I decided to step back and let myself do the fun stuff for a while. Absolutely, you should. You know, when you daydream a scene by listening to music or something, for me, it's always the fight action scenes I picture. Yeah. And that was the thing. And also, so when this happened, I was in my early 20s. So we're talking like 15, 16 years ago. Back then, we didn't have writing apps like Scrivener or Google Word, or like you literally did, what is it? Google Docs, not Google Word. You had Word as a word processor on your computer. It came and it was free. You know that? You used to not have to pay a yearly subscription to use Word on your computer. It just came with the computer. But you would just like you'd have a folder, and then every chapter was its own separate document in that folder. So the fight scene was like chapter 14, I think. Why I would remember that from 16 years ago, I don't know, but it is engraved in my brain. And so whenever I would go back through, I just would never open that chapter. So in my brain, it was done. And then I opened it one day, and it was just insert fight scene here. That was the whole chapter. That was the whole document. Insert fight scene here. Yeah, it's great. Been very self-indulgent with making a playlist and a Pinterest board for a very silly fantasy romance. Listen, nothing wrong with that, I assure you. It was the one we had, yeah. My first laptop, all I had was Word and a card game, and that's it. I didn't get a laptop until much later on. I was probably in my 30s when I bought my first laptop, so it was more than that. But yeah, desktops were I mean, to be fair, my first desktop didn't have internet because it didn't exist where I lived when I got it, but I'm old, so different times, you know? Oh, that's not what I want. I need to put the sticker on here first, and then you can be done. It's going to take up a lot of space, though. If I cut the edges of this one and make it smaller. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. One day I'm going to rewrite that adult high fantasy. One of these days. I mean, I've already like re-storyboarded it, added in like world building and religion and all kinds of stuff that would never existed in it before. I have plot points that never existed before. Like I have a plan for that story. One day I will rewrite it. But I currently have my little pet project, writing this Covenant sequel for Wallace. I mean, Mars can read it too if they want to. But it is a project that I'm working on for Wallace. And one day I shall finish it. I only wrote like 140 words, and I went to bed before the first sprint was over. Because we didn't sprint until, like 30 or 40 minutes in, as we are known to do on Katie's streams. And I had already taken my sleep medicine during my stream. And so I was done. I was out. So I went to bed. I wrote like 140 some words, but I plan to work on it again this weekend on Katie's stream. So, or maybe sooner, but at least this weekend. But you never know. I may try sooner than that even. I will read anything you said to me. Have you ever seen The Covenant from 2006? Because without it, it won't make much sense. That movie is so unrealistic, and it's got magic in it for one, which is unrealistic, but just the plot is unrealistic because it takes place over like a 6-day period, and for all of that stuff to have happened in 6 days, and for like the emotional connections that happened to happen in 6 days, is so unrealistic. So I'm kind of playing on that as being like the opening for the book, being it's a part 2, it's their children. And so the very first part of the book is kind of like the daughter talking about her mom's recollection of how her mom and dad met and how unrealistic it is, and like going through like, there's no way that this happened. If I brought home a guy after 3 days and told my mom that I was in love with him, she would like lock me in the cellar and never let me out. And one of those, just to talk about how, for us to have a good laugh. Let me see. Let me. I love it. This is the share screen. The Covenant. Share screen. Grazie. This is the first picture on Internet Movie Database. It's a shower scene. They had to add in fake steam after the fact because they wanted a PG-13 rating and you could see too much stuff. So Taylor Kitsch was a snack in that. To be fair, they were all snacks in that movie. Like, they were not unattractive men. So why is that one picture so good and then the rest of them are like these little bitty tiny grainy things? Da 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 da. Yeah, that's what I need. I need to see the what? Hello, giant Pacto Infernal. That's what I said. This is like the cover of the movie. What? Sure. Tells me so much. Also this. Love to the Covenant. Forgot about the movie. I don't think I've seen it. Well, listen. You need to find it. And you need to watch it. Because it is one of my all-time favorite movies. I love it. It is so dumb. I love it. It is so dumb. Oh gosh. We watched this together on the most recent writing retreat because Wallace and I have been talking about this movie for years and everyone has no frame of reference. So we were like, listen, we're going to sit down and we're all going to watch it. And so us watching it and me just sitting there cackling while everybody's like yelling out all of these things that I've been saying for years about this movie was the best. Like the very first scene is this that you see at the top here where they're all like staring down. That is the first scene of the movie. And like they all meet at this on the top of this cliff by the ocean where their school friends are having a bonfire party. And they have magic, clearly. And one of the guys like says, well, let's join the party. And he jumps off the cliff and like, uses his magic to not die jumping off the cliff. And the other guy is like, the main guy is like yelling at them all for using their powers to jump off the cliff. And I'm just sitting here like, what did you think the outcome was going to be? Like you were all meeting at the top of this like 80-foot cliff. And you just thought you were all going to turn around and walk around and take the long way to like go an hour to walk down to the bonfire. What did you think was going to happen, my dude? You just thought you'll just walk there? No, you were all jumping off the cliff from the get-go. I don't know how you thought this was going to go, but you're a moron. It has some of the best, dumbest things ever. But it is the cinematography is done really, really well. Like the shots in it are so good. Which Becca talked about the director and other things that he has done. But yeah, it's got Sebastian Stan. We love Sebastian Stan. Taylor Kitsch, as previously mentioned. Chase Crawford, Toby Hemingway, Stephen Strait's the main guy. Yeah. It was a time to be alive. Adding it to the watch list. Everyone should add it to their watch list. After I get to the last Predator movies, listen. I mean, the guys are hot, and it is a selling point. I struggle watching it now, though, as like a 36-year-old woman, 37. How old are we, Steeg? 37-year-old woman. That's right? 38? I'll be 38 this year. 37. Yeah. Because it's like, these guys are like 20. So it's weird. But I watched it at the same time. I have to remind myself that I watched this in 2006 when I was 19. Because I'm staring at 20-year-old bodies. And as a 38-year-old woman, I'm like, wow, they're hot. And I'm like, but you were the same age as them at some point. When you watched this the first time, you were their age. So it's okay. Let's move on. Okay. Then I'm 37 because I haven't had a birthday yet. Oh, I'm telling you, I can't figure out how old I am. It takes too long. I either have to ask you or my cousin, but she's not very trustworthy because she thought we were 36 2 years in a row. Looking through the lens of nostalgia. Yeah, absolutely. But I hadn't watched it for like 5 or 6 years. And I watched it for like the first time when I was like 30. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I had to like talk myself through it. So this coffee is cold and delicious. For months, I thought I was turning 27 last year. Then on my actual birthday, I realized I was actually only 26. Who can keep track of that nowadays? Pretty much after you turn 21, who cares, right? So I've watched it since I was. Oh, watch it again. Oh my gosh, it's so good. In the year my cousin thought we were 36. Was it? Yeah, she thought we were turning 36. No, she thought we were turning 37. I'll get there eventually. And I was like, no, we're 36 this year. Our birthdays are like a little less than 2 weeks apart. And I was like, no, we're 36, 35, 36 this year. She's like, no, we're turning 37. And I'm like, you do the math. So we did the math. And she was like, I've been telling everybody all year that I was 36. And I was like, we were 35, not 36. So, birthdays. What is the red cover to my left? That book right there? That one right there? This one? Or are you talking about Lord of the Rings? Oh, where's Lord of the Rings? You like Lord of the Rings? Oh, this one. This is All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue, who is a Irish writer, and it is set in Ireland. Imagine that. And this was my favorite book of 2022, which is when I bought it. I bought this on the island, Mackinac, with Wallace and the Girls. It is YA. It is, see, All Our Hidden Gifts. Still have to read the rest of the series is painful. It hurts, but it's so good. I'm so glad. I saw this face out on a bookshelf and went, I don't even care what's in that. I have to have it. It has a lot of queer stories in it, as far as one of the main characters is non-binary. One of the main characters is a lesbian. There is a romance between the main character and our non-binary character. It is about our main character, whose name is Maeve, and she has a set of tarot cards that has this extra card that no one's ever heard of, and it's called I always get it wrong. What is the card called? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. But there's like this card that no one's ever heard of before, and it's there, and it's Maeve, but I say Maeve because I can't pronounce things right. It is the housekeeper card. There you go. I know somebody would know it. But basically, she uses this set of tarot cards on her ex-best friend, and the housekeeper card comes up, and then her best friend goes missing the next day. And so she has to like try to help her friend group try to find this girl who's gone missing because of the housekeeper. Definitely fantastic. We love it. Six of Crows or City of Bones White. It's hard. It's hard to say Six of Crows YA because Six of Crows could not be considered YA because it doesn't matter how old those characters are. Like, they could be adults even though they're not. These guys could not be adults because part of it is that they are in school and controlled by what their parents will allow them to do. That kind of vibe. But it's got a lot of magic and it's so good. It's so good. I love it. I want to read it again now. Thanks. It is a trilogy. It's a trilogy, and the last book will destroy you. FYI. The UK covers are different. I've considered getting the UK covers as well, but this is my baby. Also have the other shoe right next to it. Do I think you'd enjoy it? I think everybody would enjoy it. Yes, read it. I like it. Mars likes it. Everybody likes it. Read it. The thing with Caroline O'Donoghue, what would make it be something you would like is that she actually writes a lot of adult stories. Like, I think this is her only YA. A lot of her stuff is like adult women's fiction, actually. Adult women's mystery thrillers. Yeah. Listen, Cassie Clare is a vibe, and you have to really like Cassie Clare to like Cassie Clare. So it's not that dramatic. It could be more dramatic in some places. You know, I don't know. You just have to give it a try, and you'll either like it or you won't. That's all I got. That's all I got. She is a vibe. Look at you finding illustrators and everything. You're on top of it this afternoon. It is afternoon for you. I'm on a book buying bin, I guess. Well, you could borrow it from a library. I don't know that you have a good library that would have something like that, though. Because it's a weird one. Why? Anywho, I did this while we were here today. Look at my accomplishments. I put lines on a page and some stickers. Woot woot. Could have done that in 5 minutes if I wasn't here talking to you guys about the covenant and all our hidden gifts. Excellent. Listen, the color scheme is just based off of the set of stickers that I'm using. So, because they're this. So, I'm just rolling with the flow. Pretty. Set the rest of your sprints for February. Excellent day. I wish I didn't have to work during all of your stuff. My life is sad. Boo, work. But one day, maybe I won't have to work so much. Probably still will, but a girl can dream. I've really got nothing going on in this. Wow. I'm struggling. Also wish we didn't have to work. And that I'm 6 hours behind. That also doesn't help any. That is fair. Reading as we chat. I'm almost done with Psyche and Arrows for the Bujo Buddies Book Club. I should have read that one, but I just can't add anything else to the list this month. So it is what it is. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to call it a day. At least for being live on the internet. I have many more things to do. But being live on the internet is not one of them. I have things to do. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm not really missing much by not reading it. Okay, fair. Fair. I love hanging with you guys as well. And I plan to try to do this every Sunday morning. Usually we will be talking about things that we are doing during the week. And I will actually have done things during the week. But this week, that did not happen. So thank you guys for joining me and for hanging out. And I will see you either Friday for sprints or Sunday for chat time. Bye.